And
is this SCG Black versus SCG Blue?
I think so. Or are they both? Is that right? Yeah.
So, one thing to notice: Reid's on the left. Reid's already taking control of the center. See how where Todd's library is versus where Reid's library is. Let's see how that continues.
And it looks like Todd's got a turn 1 Windswept Heath and pass.
But no immediate pressure.
Polluted Delta from Reid.
Oh, Todd's mulligan to 6 cards.
Yeah. And he was on the play, I believe.
Breaks the Windswept Heath. Let's see what he gets here. Savannah. It's like, is that the capital of Georgia?
I don't know.
There's Atlanta.
Yeah, there's Atlanta, there's Savannah.
Augusta. Cavern of Souls.
And Thalia.
A powerful turn 2 play for Todd Anderson.
Yeah, 4 of those in Todd's deck, and that's a pretty big card for Reid to have to worry about.
I mean, for a 6-card hand, that's a nice 1-2 punch, right?
For sure, yeah.
Uncounterable, and then the most annoying creature
ever printed.
I mean, Todd can just go straight into...
Gaddock's pretty bad, too.
Straight into Knight of the Reliquary here, right?
Yeah, he certainly could, if he's got the land for it, and he appears to have Wasteland.
Reid might Plowshares here.
Yeah, may as well go ahead and get rid of it while he can.
Let's see what happens. I mean, he might just Brainstorm, though.
True. 1, 2, and it is a Swords to Plowshares. Guarding Thraben no more.
Revised Swords to Plowshares. Probably uncounterable.
Knight of the Reliquary. Yeah, so there was that Wasteland.
As a blue mage, which one are you scareder of?
This is the Thalia.
Really?
It's more irritating to me. Like, Knight gets big, sure. I mean, but I feel like
he gets so many
Thalia
toys.
Stops so much of what I'm trying to do. Reid says I'm scared of both. I'm just gonna take out the Knight.
Mismatched Swords to Plowshares for Reid Duke. Oh, and no 3rd land. That wastes. Oh no, Reid Duke.
Oh, you're in trouble.
And
another
that's gonna
Knight.
be a Wasteland, in all likelihood.
Wasteland. Waste your
tapped one.
Tundra. Yeah, interesting. He says okay. Draws for the turn.
Oh, maybe Reid's got land tax.
That's possible.
Maybe he baited him into land tax.
He has a Plains, a beautiful revised Plains. Look at that.
Reid needs some of the Swords to Plowshares in Todd's hand.
Yeah.
You can borrow some.
Can I have some of those? And we're going to see Todd. So, yeah, go ahead and waste the Tundra. Reid adds a mana here. I don't know what color he added, but we'll know if he casts a spell, we'll know what color he decided to add. Todd, of course, can just say move to combat and get rid of that. And it looks like what happened, so. Oh no, that's not combat. So Knight is being activated. Savannah being sacrificed. And we're going to get a Misty Rainforest, which gets us Savannah. And
Green Sun Zenith.
Green Sun for 1 here.
Force of Will.
And that's a force removing.
He tapped the.
The one before he sacrificed it. Sorry,
I believe it was a Green Sun for 2.
Is that a counterbalance he used? It looks like.
It was a counterbalance he used.
And Reid checks the top for a miracle. It is a top. Checks the top for top. Finds that.
So, Questali Pride Mage would be good here, right?
Sure would. And maybe that was what Todd was going for there, but we won't know. Because that was forced. And Todd's hand is Hierarch, Swords of Plowshares, Mother of Runes. So it looks like uncounterable Mother of Runes. Okay. Uncounterable Hierarch. Okay. Making the Knight pretty big.
Tommy's gonna rumble.
Is this a 7/7 Knight? How many lands are over there? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. So it's, oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's a 9/9. Wow. Okay, so Reid's gonna flip the top, or not flip the top, spin the top. Take a look. What's coming?
He's gonna need a miracle, but
He
quick.
really is gonna need a miracle. This is kind of insane. I mean, I don't even know what happened.
I mean, the Knight of the Reliquary is just enormous, right?
Yeah.
You can kill him in like 2 swings. And, you know, Todd's draw was just very aggressive.
That's true. I mean, Todd had an aggressive draw. Reid had a few answers for the early guys, but
Not very much land, and he
it
got double wastelanded.
Yeah.
You know, like it's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Reid's pretty composed here.
Well, he knows how to play this game. Magic the Gathering.
And I think
Oh, was that an upkeep?
yeah, he wanted to make sure he drew a land, right? So I think that Reid's gonna try to maybe miracle here. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome, yeah.
Still got 10 life. So is there any way that Todd can... Is it 9 damage that Todd did last time?
Yeah.
So Todd needs to get 1 additional damage, right?
Yes. I believe it's an 8/8 knight, and it becomes 9/9. But right here, he's not attacking. He is searching
For a wasteland.
for a wasteland to deal with the tundra, and Reid's
Reid
gonna
floats.
float a mana here. And he's gonna use it for top. Just spinning it, not flipping it.
And Todd gonna swing for 1? Oh, Guardian of Thraben.
Thalia.
Wow. Well executed.
Yeah, game 1, Todd Anderson takes it pretty quick from
3
Reid Duke.
wastelands.
Yeah. Ooh, hate Maverick.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
I mean, like, those 3
Obviously.
wastelands, that could have been any deck.
Yeah, it could have been. You're right. But you know, Thalia, Wasteland, Force of Nature. It's just. I mean, that's what the knight was, right? 8/8.
So let's see. I mean, Reid's number one thing he has to do is not get completely blown out.
Yeah, that was just brutal.
By fast aggro combined with annihilating his mana base. Three wastelands. That's gonna do a number on you.
Yeah, it did a number on Reid right there. I mean, if you know, if you want to have a great game against something like a control deck, you want to just go stick Thalia, but stick Thalia and Wasteland a bunch of stuff. Like,
And then stick Thalia again.
Yeah. In the meantime, I've stuck a Knight of the Reliquary that's gonna, you know, 8/8.
So I mean, I think what happened that game was that Reid got essentially no card advantage, right? And then Todd just drew 3 copies of Wasteland, 2 copies of Thalia, and 2 copies of Knight of the Reliquary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't draw any of his, like, much crappier creatures.
Right.
And then, like, just drew all his awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, actually, he was kind of taxed with, like, maybe 1 Swords to Plowshares in hand or something.
Yeah.
Maybe 2. But he just got, like, all the stuff that is really strong in context combined with 75% of his land destruction.
So we're gonna do a trivia question, like we always do. They're in the top 8 of the Star City Open Series. So we're gonna give away 3 months of free premium to the winner. We're gonna ask you guys a trivia question. You tweet your answer with the hashtag SCG Premium down there, and a random correct answer will win 3 months of free premium. So Reid Duke won the standard portion today. Isn't that correct? So he's going for. I say today, it was yesterday and this morning, right? Reid Duke, our standard champion, and
You jinxed Cho this way this morning.
I didn't jinx Cho. Cho just lost. So.
I know where you're going with this
well,
one.
I was just gonna say, what deck did Reid Duke win or use to win the standard Open this weekend? So,
all right.
is that good enough?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
It's not
Cool.
the jinx.
All right. Not the jinx that you thought I was. That is not the
I thought you were
jinx
gonna say
looking
something
for.
else.
Yeah, I know you did. I figured it out now, but that wasn't what I was. I wasn't at all going
Changed
that way,
your
so.
question.
No, I didn't
accused you
change
of the
it.
jinx.
No, that was the question the whole time. I actually just made that up on the spot because I wasn't ready to to do trivia. So I'm sitting here thinking while we were talking about the decks. Oh no, I have to come up with a trivia question because Mike's not even remembering that we do trivia.
I mean, you do this more than me. How many have you done? Like 10?
I don't know. I haven't counted. I think probably closer to 20.
20 of these?
Of SCG Lives, yeah. I started last January.
I've done 3.
Yeah. I've done all 3 of those with you. So high five. Yeah. So, I guess back to the match here. Todd Anderson, Reid Duke.
Reid's got a smile on his face despite the beatdown from last game. You looking at the stream?
We're getting all these tweets at us with a deck name. Oh, that's why.
They're saying all kinds of different stuff, though. Synonymous.
I think, you know, the people that decide what is an acceptable answer will accept some of these. Wow, I can't speak.
I like Mark Andrews' icon.
Yeah.
It's trippy.
It is trippy.
What are people clapping for?
I think it's a, hey, everybody did a good job judging today, that kind of thing. I mean, it's a bunch of judges. I'm assuming that's what it is. So which of these decks do you feel like has the edge here?
I would have said Reid's deck, but he got smashed.
Well, I mean, just because it has the edge doesn't mean it wins every time, right?
That's true. Like I think I was saying earlier, and this isn't a knock against anybody. I feel like the player who's playing better in Legacy, like in an individual match, like he's playing real well, isn't necessarily the guy who's winning. You know what I mean? And I think that's less so in Standard. I think if you're like making these epic plays in Standard, you're usually winning. Like this awesome string of beautiful plays.
Are you meaning like Legacy's more forgiving or has more opportunities?
No, I'm thinking like people could be playing super well, like be playing at a different level than their opponent playing Legacy, and it doesn't
still
float
lose.
them as much. Like the reason is like you could be playing perfectly, but your opponent's deck might be like all 2-for-1s for 2 or 3 or 1 mana, and you're playing a fair deck. You can't beat the sum total of mathematics.
Right.
You know? So, Reid's thinking about keeping and not keeping.
Are you good? I'm good.
Good.
And
all right.
we've got to turn 1 flooded strand. Looks like Sensei's Divining Top.
Sensei's Divining Top.
That'll be my guess. Now, Todd has a Sylvan Library in his hand. Todd just plays 1 main deck Sylvan Library, and I don't see any more in the board.
So, Reid, it's going to be a basic island.
And a Divining Top. He is probably going to play around Wasteland as much as possible at this game, considering what happened in the last game.
Last game, sure. So, does Todd have a 1-drop?
And Windswept Heath, no. Top going to, during the upkeep, Reid's going to set up his draw here.
So he probably doesn't have a counterbalance in his hand.
That would be my guess, yeah.
Have played it.
So he draws, mixes it into his hand there, not giving away anything. Plays a Flooded Strand. That could have been the card he just drew this turn. He mixed it in there.
So Todd breaks the Windswept Heath. Searching up, probably gonna be Savannah, right?
Yeah.
Savannah
from Todd Anderson.
What will it be paired with? Basic Forest, it looks like. And Sylvan Library. So a card drawing engine, but no pressure.
And a Daze from Reid Duke for that Sylvan Library. That's good. What I mean is that library would have been bad for Reid, right?
And Todd has no pressure.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like Todd has no pressure, and he's not going to be able to draw into any with the Sylvan Library. Now that Reid's taking care of it. So, Knight of the Reliquary from Todd this turn. That's some pressure.
Reid's probably going to take a look on top of his deck, I guess.
I would think that would be in Reid's future. Brainstorm. Uses Brainstorm to do it. Draws 3.
Brainstorm.
Reid thinking about what exactly he wants to put back with Brainstorm. Now, he's got a Flooded Strand there, so whatever he puts back, he could potentially shuffle away.
To what degree do you think Reid just like milking the top of his library to set up a Terminus? Do you think
that could be part of what he's thinking about? Like, where is the point where I want to like just set up a Terminus? Do I want to do it now? You know what? You know, he could be thinking a few turns down the road. We saw him do that kind of thing where he set up like, you know, a couple cards down, and his opponent goes Vendilion Click, and he's just like, I have top, I have counterbalance on board, but blind flip, you know, quote unquote blind
Terminus.
flip. Okay, so he's just gonna go ahead and Terminus now.
It's just like a plowshare that doesn't give Todd life, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, I guess it puts it at the bottom of his library instead of RFG, and Todd has a fair number of shuffling effects, so he can actually get back the same.
Gets it off the board though, and not within easy reach of Todd Anderson. I mean, he could just go land Green Sun Zenith for it, but he could have done that with a knight on the board too.
Yeah, but in terms of how it affects the board, I think that it's very plowish, right?
For sure, yeah.
Todd, still no pressure.
Wasteland from Todd. 1, 2, 3, knight number 2. And
Reid takes
Divining
a look.
Top is going to show Reid the top 3 cards of his library. Going to take a look at his hand. How does he want to set this up?
Puts them back. Looks at his hand again.
And a Wasteland for Todd's Tundra. All right, Reid untaps, draws a card.
Reid got what he wanted because otherwise he would have. Ooh, beat down.
Relic of Progenitus.
Otherwise he might have tapped for mana and reshuffled again. Unless he doesn't have another land coming, and he knew it.
Well, that's what it looks like. He did not play a land there. And he's passed back to Todd, and Todd has lands, it seems like. He's got a Jite, and it looks like a ton of lands. Does he have Dauntless Escort, I think?
Dauntless Escort?
Yes, he does. There it is, Dauntless Escort.
It must have come in out of the sideboard.
Yes, yes, it's a 1-of from the sideboard. Very interesting because...
Is that good against Terminus?
It's no good against Terminus, right? So. It just gives your creatures indestructibility. And I don't know, besides engineered explosives, what destroys anything. Like, Reid doesn't have anything in his deck that destroys things.
For 3 plus the rate. Is that 5? Reid's probably thinking about whether or not to activate Relic of Progenitus. So Dauntless Escort.
I mean, it's possible. He's like, wait, does this work against Terminus? This seems weird. It just gives, it's sacrifice Dauntless Escort. Creatures you control gain indestructible, are indestructible this turn.
So Reid's playing Brainstorm rather than Sensei's Divining Top.
Which to me means he's setting something up. He's setting up a miracle.
I would,
you know what I mean? He's putting a miracle back.
Because otherwise, you might have a decent jet. Yep,
and there it is.
Right.
Terminus, number 2. And the Dryad Arbor also goes away.
That's
so
3 for 1.
Interesting, he sacrificed the escort rather than let it go to the bottom. Leaving it there for potential future Scavenging Ooze fuel.
Maybe, sure.
So there's a Mother of Runes from Todd Anderson. And an Umezawa's Jite from Todd Anderson. So trying to rebuild
Mommy
here.
Rumble?
Mommy Rumble. And Reid goes ahead and cracks that Relic of Progenitus.
He needs to get deeper, right?
He does. Yeah, I mean, Todd having no pressure is good for him, but it seems to me like running this deck off of 2 lands is not great.
Not going to happen.
No, it needs to get further into some sort of end game here. There's a land, Flooded Strand, and looks like he's got a Swords to Plowshares for that Mother of Runes.
Is that a third different kind of Swords to Plowshares?
I don't know. I think that's the same as the...
Well, he had a white border one.
He had a white border and a black border. I just think that's the black border, isn't it? Unless that's foil.
No, but I mean, I think it might be a third different, like a different black border one than the other.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
This one's German? Are they both German?
All right, so an island fetched by the Flooded Strand.
This game looks very much in Reid Duke's hands right now.
For now, you know, but you saw how quick things turned around, or not turned around, but how quick Todd was able to just kill Reid last game. So if I'm Reid, or if I'm rooting for Reid, which I am, I'm worried. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh, I got this game. You know,
Relic of Progenitus again.
You know, nothing against Todd. I'm not, you know, it's...
Reid's playing like Bob.
I'm rooting for the guy playing the deck that I like.
Oh, so... Todd put the Dried Arbor on the bottom of his deck with the Terminus
and can fetch it right back out.
Fetching it with the... Putting GT on there. That's cool. Another
Swords to
Plowshares.
Was that all this game? I think the other two were game one. Game one, I think, was the other. Yeah, because remember
he Terminus to kill the first one.
Yeah, you're right. He's gotten two
right.
Terminus, 2 Swords to Plowshares now. So now a Mother of Runes.
Mom again.
Number 2, I believe.
I gotta believe that Todd's gonna lose the attrition fight eventually to that Sensei's Divining Top.
You'd think. When Reid finds a counterbalance,
I mean,
it's gonna get real tough.
He might potentially lose to just a Mom with a Jite though. Although that just never happens to control decks. You know, like Jite is so powerful against beatdown decks, but
Reid has found, you know, 2 of his Terminus, 2 of his Swords to Plowshares already. You know what I mean? So those are gone, and he just cracked his relic. So there's no
to get a card deeper.
Just to get a card deeper, but that means no Snapcaster Swords is happening right here.
Because he's only got 1 Snapcaster.
Yeah, but I mean it's another out, and if he drew Snapcaster now, there's no swords there.
Sure.
So he plays a Polluted Delta.
Tops again.
1, 2, 3, deep. Spin him around. Set him up. And passes back to Todd.
I think Todd's going to armor up
draws
and swing here.
Thraben. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. I said Todd draws Thraben, but drew the Guardian of Thraben. That's what I meant. Thalia. And he plays Thalia after getting in with the Mother of Runes and getting 2 counters on the Jite.
The pants come down. Todd's game is on the board. No cards in hand. A 2-1 and a 1-1 and a piece of equipment against Reid Duke's Sensei's Divining Top.
Is this the Kamigawa Artifact face-off match? Is that what this is?
I'll be honest with you. Todd does not want that to be the case because the artifact on the left kicked the snot out of the artifact on the right in those days. Although sometimes they were played together. But in the heads-up matches, guy on the left. And it wasn't particularly close.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I remember it, yeah. Thinking about it. Gifts Ungiven back then. Tooth and
Gifts
Nail.
Ungiven. And then the combo decks, you know. Heartbeat of Spring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the...
Reid Duke is shuffling away here after fetching up a Tundra off of the Polluted Delta.
How many Terminus have we seen? 2 so far?
2, and there are
there's 1 left.
3 main and 1 board, so he probably brought that one in. So there are 2 left. Reid takes a look. There's a Terminus in my future. It would be nice. Takes a look at his hand. He's had that top active for a while, so he shouldn't have any miracles in his hand. You know how we saw him putting, you know, he had to brainstorm a couple times to get those other Terminuses off.
It's unlikely that he drew a card he didn't want to see.
Yeah. So my guess is there's no miracles in his hand, and unless he had, you know, so many miracles that, you know, his hand was just full of miracles, he just was not able to put them all back.
So, adding mana and then topping again, flip top.
Yeah, so here he is. He flips the top and then uses it to arrange
with the
things.
mana flooded.
Yeah.
Oh, that was all in response to...
Oh, that was
Thalia.
all in response to
Okay.
Thalia. Wow, that was ridiculous. So he digs to the force. That was nice.
Wow.
And then he ends up resolving a Jason, bouncing the mother.
He's like, nug that for 2.
And now we have old Planeswalker versus new Planeswalker. Both
Whoa.
with 2 counters.
Rebuy.
Wow, Thalia comes back. I mean,
I thought
well,
for a second that Reid had this well in hand, and then, not done yet.
well, Reid can just play Wall of Omens here.
So what's the play? I mean, he's going to want to try to protect Jace, right?
Yeah, but well, it really depends so much more on what's in his hand. He's gonna play top here for 2 mana. Yeah. No,
Oh,
he's gonna
no, he's gonna
brainstorm for 2.
brainstorm.
Okay.
Okay.
He may have set it up where that top was not the top card. He's gonna, he's actually natural brainstorming with the card brainstorm.
Right, because he wants to preserve the option to
Exactly.
unsummon if necessary.
Exactly.
Todd's rip there is just perfect.
Yeah. You'd think that Todd was playing the Miracle deck.
Reid's just in the tank here. Bouncing Mom. And what's he got for Thalia? I guess Jace is just dead?
I mean, he
Is
could
that
have
a
an
plow?
answer for it, but he does. He
He's
has
got
path to
it.
exile.
Yep.
So to exile goes Thalia.
And then a land for Todd Anderson.
Todd finds a John Avon Forest to match his other 2 John Avon Forests.
I've noticed Reid likes to cast his removal on the opponent's turn when he has the opportunity to do so.
Yeah. Give them an opportunity to maybe play something pre-combat that you might want to remove more or something. I don't know. And Todd Anderson with
continues to
the
rip.
sickest rips ever. I mean, does he have a hand that I'm not seeing?
No.
Is it just like
He's had
off
no
the
card,
top,
no card,
best
no
card
card,
in the
no
deck?
card.
Off the top, best card in the deck. Like, wow. I mean, we knew he had Mother of Runes. That was unsummoned, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like that's, crazy, but... Kill your Thalia. Top deck Thalia. Kill your Thalia. Top deck Knight of the Reliquary. Are you ever going to top deck lands, Todd Anderson? Some
Todd's
blanks
got
a
like
little bit.
6 lands in
I
play.
know,
He
I
has 2
know.
more than Reid.
Todd
I don't.
Anderson, you need to top deck more blanks.
How big is that? Oh, that Knight's not that big on account of the 2 Relic of Progenesis that Reid's played through this game, right?
No, that Knight's actually just a 2/2. There's no lands there. Reid in the tank, I believe. I don't think that Knight has actually resolved.
Oh, he might force a will it, you're saying?
Well, he might do something here. I mean, I guess that would be what it would be. He does play Daze, but that doesn't really
No, it's not
matter
gonna
in
do
this
anything
particular
here.
situation.
Thinking real hard for somebody with nothing to do. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Untaps.
This is okay. Draw. Do I want to get like a brainstorm out of the
Cast a
Jace?
brainstorm? Unless he has another
Or is he
Jace,
just going
right?
to bounce? Bounce the
Yep,
Mother of
another
Runes,
Jace. There
replay
you go.
Jace. Bounce the Knight. Well, now Todd Anderson's going to top deck another Knight or something.
No,
Okay, there's
there
a
he drew the
land.
land.
All right, he drew a land. Played the same guys out again. Mother of Runes, Knight of the Reliquary. Equip up the Mother with...
Equip the Mother? No.
he's
Yeah?
equipping the Mother, yeah.
It's looking at what's RFG'd.
A lot after this double Relic of Progenitus. I'd like to talk to Reid a little bit about that because that's an interesting.
And
Oh, a
entreat
miracle!
the
Entreat the
angels.
angel off the top, and that will be 2 angels for Reid Duke
And bounce Mom?
and bounce Knight.
Bounce Knight. So I guess Mother will have to go. She can go to 5 possibly, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he can throw 2 angels in front. 1 will die, and Mother would die, and Jitte would have still 2 counters. I think he would trade one angel for mother, right?
Sure.
Seems like
I think that seems good. What did Todd draw another knight? Or it's hard to tell. He's got Windswept Heath still in hand. He's got the knight. He still has the same knight. And then is that? It looks like Restoration Angel,
Thraben,
but it's not.
right?
It's Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. So he's going to go ahead and play that, and he's going to go ahead and play the knight, and he plays out the Windswept Heath. So Todd Anderson all on the table.
He's been all on the table for the last.
I know, except he keeps going back to his hand.
I think it must be a little frustrating from Todd's side, even. You know.
He won game 1. He's not allowed to be frustrated. Did you see how he won game 1?
I watched the game. Sure.
Did you see that game? That you were sitting right next to me during?
Thalia matches up well with those angels with GT active.
Mm-hmm.
Neg 1 capabilities. Okay.
Orrin Beasley has taken his match versus Crispin Allen. 2-0, you said? Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. Jace Brainstorm. You know, ideally, Reid's gonna put Terminus back on top of his deck, double pay for Sensei's Divining Top, and then flip top on upkeep or something.
Sure, yeah.
For Terminus. But it doesn't look like he's got that because they're not slamming back onto the floor yet.
How many... Todd just plays one Dryad Arbor, so... Alaric Stein mentions about fetching up a Dryad Arbor to kill Jace, but there's no Dryad Arbor available because the last one, or the one that Todd did have, was Swords to Plowshare. And that would be Divining Top, yeah. From Reid Duke. For 2 mana. I think it's still a bargain.
It's a pretty good card, yeah. So Todd Anderson, and is that another mother?
I didn't get a good enough glimpse.
So Todd's perusing how many termini.
Yeah, like what could Reid be digging to, or what could he have? What could he have available?
Probably giving pro white somewhere. Pro white.
Now Reid does have. Okay, something's happening here.
Do you think he's gonna plow the guy? Yep.
Plow Thalia. In response to the protection from white offered by Mother of Runes.
And gets Thalia off the table again.
Yeah.
Reid's gone through a lot of Swords to Plowshares this game.
Yeah, he has. That's the third one? Yeah.
The 5th one.
It seems like the 5th, but because the other ones were Terminuses. Hippopotamuses.
Probably want to put the GT onto the incoming, about to be attacking
Knight of the Reliquary.
Is he only 2/2
yeah,
right now?
It moves the knight over. Knight is just a 2/2, can be a 3/3, not including the G counters there.
It'd be like 7, right?
I think so, yeah.
So it would be trading a knight for
an angel.
I think that's what Todd's thinking right now.
Yeah, and he's wondering if that's worth it.
It's probably not worth it, right?
Yeah, it's half a card. You know. And he's gonna attack Jace.
Reid's probably gonna throw both guys in front of him, right? Yep. 3/3, sure.
So knight is now a 3/3. No reason to remove excess counters from the GT. He's just gonna pop one. Yeah. So leave one there. Oh no, he goes with both. Okay.
Yeah, you can put one down to 3.
Oh, I see what he's doing. He's making using the counters to make the angels smaller. He made his knight was 6/6. He made the angels each 3/3s. So he traded for both angels.
And has only one GT counter. Okay. So 2 mothers, a GT with 1 counter. GT. Umezawa's little pig sticker there is
Yeah, it's
he's
doing
been
some
a little
damage.
more work than might have given it credit for in a control matchup.
Well, it was just a creature situation happening right there, you know.
Sure.
And it does pump, so you know it's it being active is scary. It represents that much extra damage when Reid is at 9 life. I mean, wow, how good would Reid, if Reid had found a counterbalance? I mean, maybe he sided him out. Maybe that's, you know, his plan here. But
it doesn't stop Cavern Souls, right? Todd's got 2 Cavern Souls, but I
Yeah,
don't
maybe
think he sided it out. Neither hasn't. We also don't know. Reid's been like milking maybe 2 or 3 cards in hand the entire game that we haven't seen.
yeah, he's kept his hand entirely hidden from us.
Although
He's doing a great job of it even now. Even when he tilts it forward, it's perpendicular to the camera.
I'm skeptical that he has a counterbalance in his hand.
He's like 3 counterbalance or something in his hand.
I think he's got a land tax somewhere.
Yeah, there's got. I mean, unless he sided those out, there's got to be a land tax around somewhere.
Land tax against a deck that can go Green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor.
Right.
There's no way.
Hey, you know, I'm just trying to say.
Just check and make sure that wasn't a miracle.
Possibilities. Jace is gonna brainstorm here.
He's certainly not gonna unsummon, right?
No. So if you're just joining us, we're watching Reid Duke versus Todd Anderson in the quarterfinals of the StarCityGames.com Open Series here in DC. The format is Legacy. The matchup is Maverick versus Blue-White Miracle Tax, although we have yet to see the tax all day. Reid has it in his list. I presume it's actually
I think Todd
there.
just drew another spell.
And Jace the Mind Sculptor now being attacked by a Mother of Runes.
Is it going to be a
Todd
miracle?
Anderson, and entreat the angels off the top in response. That's 4 angels. And Reid says that's fine. You give your guy pro white, Jace goes away.
16, yeah.
I mean that's
He's just going to try to 16 Todd, right? So,
if he 16s in though, is he open to you know, how many? What is that going to be? 7, 8 next turn?
6, 7, 8.
It'll be 8 either exalted or with the mother. More likely with the exalted now.
He's certainly going to
Noble Hierarch has joined the force.
Send like 2 guys, I would guess.
I would think so too. I mean, what's the clock? He can do 2 turns. He can send 3 guys and do it 2 turns. You know what I mean? He can make it a 3-turn clock by attacking with just 2 guys.
He got the mothers tapped so he can plow them.
That's true. With all the plows that he seems to be able to just rip, right?
Out of thin air.
Yeah.
He's probably got like another Jace. Jace again.
It may very well. Okay, it was top, right there. He's still got 2 cards, I believe, in hand.
I think he's 16.
Yeah, he goes with 16. Okay, that's cool. Like I'm cool with that. You know, what's something interesting to note? Reid switched angel tokens.
What were his other angel
His other angel tokens were different artwork the last time. That's very relevant. Those are the Abyss and Restored ones.
3,
I don't know
4,
what
5,
the other
6.
ones were. But
So, yeah.
Todd's going to pack
it
it in
up.
and go into game 3 here.
1 short.
Wow, that was... Somebody won. Chaz Hinkle beat Gregory Reelitz. And that's another Maverick deck advancing into the semifinals.
So, Beasley.
Was that 2-1 you said, or 2-0? 2-0, okay.
What was Crispin Allen? He was Storm?
Storm, yeah. So we've got... It's funny how this...
Maverick does well in these tournaments. Very common winner.
Yeah, no. What's weird is how... Okay, it's not possible in the in this particular situation, but you know, there were like several Delvers in Standard earlier this morning, and Reid Duke was the lone non-Delver player.
Yeah.
And it looks like it could possibly
Dude,
shape
Reid
up to be
Duke is the
triple
lone
Maverick
miracle
and
player.
1 Reid Duke as the one player that's not playing Maverick. But it can't work out because if Reid Duke advances, that leaves this is the final Maverick in contention for the top 4 here in hands of Todd Anderson. The other matchup still going on is Rug Delver versus Miracles. They're in game 3. Okay. Kurt Spice playing Miracles versus Travis Gibson, Star City's own Travis Gibson, playing Rug Delver, and Kurt Spice playing a deck very similar to Reid's deck. He plays one land tax. So we called Reid's deck his Miracle Tax, but his deck is just Miracle because there's only one land tax. It's not really a land tax.
So I assume you're cheering for Kurt, though, because you like Miracles more than you like
Rug Delver.
Green creatures.
Yes. Also, like, I've known Kurt since he was kind of a little kid, so it's great to see Kurt win. I'm a Kurt fan.
He's done well in these tournaments before, right?
Yes, he has, yeah. He somehow, I think he triple queued for Pro Tour. It may have been Dark Ascension. I think he, it's just like somehow actually he triple queued, like he had enough Planeswalker points, won a PTQ, and like I think top 16
a Grand Prix
or something. It was just like really of course you're gonna do that all at once. So it may have actually been Pro Tour. Philly, which was the modern Pro Tour that he triple queued for. Now that I think about it, yeah, I think it was actually that.
Most
far
people
back.
can't even queue one way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The modern one didn't have.
Was September in Philly?
Did that one have Planeswalker points?
Maybe it wasn't.
It was the Hawaii one.
Then it was on rating. Maybe I said Planeswalker points because I assumed. But anyway, I believe Kurt was triple queued for that.
Todd won game 1 on the play, even at 6 cards. Todd's going to be on the play again in this game.
Mm-hmm. He at least gets the option to start with 7 here.
I think generally speaking on deck, I think Reid has the advantage, but
on top decks,
but especially on top decks.
Sick rips. Todd Anderson is.
I think watching like the disposition of the Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
Maverick outcomes we've seen, and we've seen a ton of Maverick games today.
Mm-hmm.
Going first seems real valuable.
Yeah, that's true.
Like more valuable than usual. Like just the ability, like Todd had no 1-drop in either game 1 or game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine, just.
I mean, yeah, he'd like to stick a Mother or a Noble Hierarch turn 1, but it's not imperative against a deck like Reid's. So Todd's actually able to keep. This is my analysis of it. Todd is able to keep slower hands. So the turn 1 play is not as important, I don't think. If he has it, he has it.
No one's mulliganed yet, do we know?
No, I think they just finished up. Like Todd was still sideboarding while Reid was shuffling. Okay. Other match sounds like Goyf and Delver are on the attack. Flipped Delver, by the way.
So what do you think about the huge card pool of Legacy? Do you think it's a good thing in general?
I love it, yeah. I think that's what makes it so much fun and so exciting. You get to go back and play with these cards that, for players that have been playing for a long time, it's really exciting because, when the last time I played with Sylvan Library was, before I started playing Legacy, like probably 1997, it was like a long time ago.
And it's like,
I can play with Sylvan Library again, the only duels I owned at the back, in the 90s were Taigas because I like playing green decks or red-green decks, beat down kind of thing. And getting into Legacy, I'm like, wow, I want dual lands again. This is cool. I get to play with these dual lands that I remember. Different color dual lands, but it's fun. You get to go back and play with all these older cards that you remember. So it's great for an older player.
Speaking of older players, I was reading the stream and someone's like, Dave Price? Is that the famous Dave Price from the 2000s?
I saw that too.
And the thing that's funny is like I always get excited when I see that name.
Yeah.
Dave Price was actually not the famous player from the 2000s. He was a famous player from the late 90s.
Yeah.
His undefeated nationals was 97. His Pro Tour one was 98.
I only associate him with red. Is there a reason
he
for
top
that?
8'd a Grand Prix with Mono Black once.
Okay.
He always played beatdown.
Okay.
He was they call him the king of beatdown.
That makes sense. So turn 1 Dryad Arbor from Todd Anderson. Can't add mana.
You would plow this right here if you had the chance, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Reid's playing. But if I had the chance, I would
Plains plow for sure.
Plains land tax, even Todd.
Wow.
Finally, there's evidence of a land tax.
Finally,
in the
tax.
room. Caracas, and here comes Thalia, I would assume. Guardian of Thraben.
I wonder how much experience Todd has against playing against land tax.
You know, he took a minute because he has a Kasali Pride Mage there. He's like, do I play the Pride Mage and get rid of the land tax? So here comes land tax.
Awesome.
Now, I want this game to be awesome because I really want to see land tax.
I mean, this is going to be
I want to see land tax
the
in
real
action.
thing, you know?
Yeah,
this is
going to
be
I'm hoping. So for those of you who are not familiar with land tax or just too afraid to look at the scary uncle picture.
So Reid's only getting 2.
Interesting.
I think it's probably to avoid discarding.
At the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent controls more lands than you, which Todd does, you may search your library for up to 3 basic land cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. If you do, shuffle your library. So it's an optional thing. You can get as many as 3, but you don't have to get all 3, which Reid did there. Just got 2 islands.
More or less, the last time land tax was legal in Legacy, which was many years ago, like maybe 1998, and then it had been banned for a long time for good reason. Randy Buehler won the North American Legacy Championship with a land tax-based deck. And you know, there weren't a whole lot of Legacy tournaments played back then. And he said, this is the rule with land tax. Don't let them tax.
Don't let it happen. It's like bolt the bird.
Don't let them tax. So, Todd Anderson adds a wasteland, tapping 4. Nothing. I want this game to be so awesome. Todd Anderson tanking. Like, Wasteland's so bad against land tax.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Wasteland against Life from Malone.
It's worse. He's not spending any land.
Yeah, but I mean, it's worse. Yeah, saying it's worse is definitely more accurate.
In for 2, sure. Reid will take it. Todd gonna adds a Knight of the Reliquary. So Reid responds with a Brainstorm. So he's responding with a Brainstorm here. My guess is Reid forgoes taxing, moves to draw step, and those guys disappear. That's my guess.
That's your guess? That's your prediction? Or did you use a divining top to determine that?
My prediction is driven by the same thing when I told you, like, block
Michael Flores, you're so good.
Remember
Terminus off the top.
Oh, Dryad Arbor too.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Remember when I said, don't block the Thalia? And he blocked the Thalia.
Yeah.
All even on lands. Man, land tax. This is too sweet. Reid, Mind Sculptor.
So land tax, divining top, Mind Sculptor. I mean, counterbalance comes down, and it's just like, whew.
Listen, Diego. You can't be attacked by creatures. There's a sick card drawing engine, another sick card drawing engine,
and a card library manipulation engine.
I think the fact that he can't be attacked by creatures is probably high on my list of making this look super sweet. So this doesn't come up with land tax under the current rules, but the way your upkeep used to be able to work was that you did everything you wanted on your upkeep in whatever order you wanted. You know, right now you're just like, oh, put the triggers on the stack, right?
Yeah.
But you used to be able to do something like, I'm going to put these things on, I'm going to put my land tax on this, I'm sorry, I'm going to use my wasteland. It used to be strip mine, not wasteland.
Right.
In response, I'll put my land tax on the stack. So you're like, in the middle of resolving your strip mine, you resolve your land tax. If you have even number of lands, now, like, they have 4, you have 4, you use your strip mine, you go down to 3, they still have 4. Before the strip mine is resolved, you use your land tax.
Wow.
And then the strip mine
it's
hits.
like
How sick is that?
free-for-all stack. It sounds like.
There was no stack before
That's
1999.
what I'm saying. It was like a free-for-all kind of thing. It's like, it's my upkeep. It just all happens in there. So there's a Kasali Pride Mage from Todd Anderson. Looks to have resolved. Wasteland.
He's going to kill
for
the tax.
For the Tundra.
But he leaves the tax?
Maybe it hasn't resolved. Maybe there was... it resolved. Yeah.
Looks like it resolved to me.
You know, he could have just said, play this, hold priority, wasteland your thing, you know?
What do you think he does? If Reid wants to lift the Qasali Pride Mage, do you think he responds by killing land tax?
You'd think, but he did not. Interesting. What is he holding that Caracas up for then? You know, why not use it for something? Did he want the life? I don't see why you wouldn't go ahead and crush the land tax. I mean, at least the land tax, because it doesn't flip back on top of his library like Top can. Relic of Progenitors from Reid Duke removes the wasteland from Todd, and Todd draws Mother of Runes.
Yeah, it seems like he should have crushed the land tax, right?
Yeah, he just left that open. I'm not sure. That's strange. I'm not sure what that was about. Scavenging Ooze and Mother of Runes, both of which appear to have resolved.
Reid seems completely unconcerned by these creatures.
I mean...
What do you mean, Joseph?
He's got Jace. What's up? Is my
background
Jace?
Jace the Mind Sculptor?
Yes, it is. That's my iPhone wallpaper. I'm a fan.
My iPhone wallpaper is Brave. I won it playing the Brave video game.
That looks cool.
So
nice artwork. Jace the Mind Sculptor brainstorming here.
Is he going to prove better than all?
At least he's the best planeswalker on the table.
I think he's the best planeswalker of them all.
I do. He is my
all
favorite
in like cost versus awesomeness. It's probably the best, right?
Yeah, for sure. Just got a message. Kurt Spice, that tournament that he triple queued for, that Pro Tour was Nagoya. So I was confused.
Path to
Exile on Mother of Runes.
Oh, how awesome is that? He gives him a land. You know what Reid can actually do is sacrifice. Well, not now.
Well, he does have the.
Yeah,
the
he could sacrifice
strand.
a flooded strand and fail to find, to then set up his land tax.
Can he still set up his land tax by setting up the trigger and then cracking the fetch land?
No, he has more. He has more land.
Oh, I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought Todd had 5. Never mind. Sorry about that.
No, you can't do that.
No.
You could do it with Tithe.
It only triggers if you have.
I think it only triggers if you have.
If you have. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So Reid's just probably gonna hurl Trinket Mage to his death in front of Scavenging Ooze, yeah.
It looks like that would be my play, assuming that Scavenging Ooze is gonna come over and play. Want to tussle? Travis wins 2-1 over Kurt Spice. That's a Rug Delver into the top 4.
No, Reid let Todd connect with Jace. Now Todd
for 3 because of the Exalted. So
Todd's thinking about using Reid's on Zenith.
I'm real curious about some of the decisions made in the last few turns, and these guys are way better than me. So I'm very, that's why I'm curious, because the not using the Pride Mage to kill the land tax, and then the I mean, this isn't as crazy, but letting Jace get hit. I mean, what's the Trinket Mage doing? What's he planning on using the
Maybe
Trinket
he
Mage
wants to
for?
bounce the Trinket Mage.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, Jace had plenty of buffer on him, right?
He had 5, and so he went down to 3. I went down to 2, I'm sorry.
He wasn't dead.
No. I mean, I'm just curious, that's all. It's less weird to me than Todd's decision not to blow up the land tax.
Todd's in a precarious...
When he was losing his guy anyway.
I would be really tempted to fail to find here.
So 5 lands now from Todd Anderson. Reid Duke
fails to find.
Does fail to find here, because it actually nets him 2 extra lands if he wants.
Yeah.
Right? So.
And he's got a brainstorm machine in play, and another pseudo brainstorm machine in play.
He just needs to close this one out before Todd gets back into it somehow.
I think I would have been tempted to use the top and then decide if I was going to actually tax.
Yeah.
Like,
see what was coming.
Like if there's a terminus on top, I would have, I've been fine not doing it this turn.
Did he not use the top recently to even know what? I mean, you're just saying just even if it was like
he's shuffling his deck.
Well, so. Yeah, now he is. I just mean like, did he not know what was on top already?
No, well,
no. From previous tops.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
I guess I think of whether or not you fail to find. He used the flooded strand. So he could have just shuffled, right, for freshies, and then thought about it. Like that.
Yeah.
No, he was tapped out.
Oh, okay. So that's why he might. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
White.
All right. Taps a white. He's gonna have something going on here. Says that swords to plowshares on your knight. The scary one.
Then doesn't fail to find on this polluted delta. Go up to 5 lands, same as Todd Anderson. Goes and gets a tundra. And taps down for Engineer's Explosives.
Engineered Explosives.
For 2. So Todd is the only person with a permanent that has 2. Scavenging Ooze.
That's interesting. Interesting that Reid chose that number.
It's a pretty cool combo, right? Trinket.
Yeah.
Trinket Mage for like a Wrath of God, basically.
Yeah, I do like that.
Todd Anderson in the tank. I was wondering if it might be a right to attack with
the Hierarch.
Yeah, and is that possible?
I know it seems odd, but
I don't think there's any likely line that's
right. It becomes a squire, right? So there's a Phyrexian Metamorph from Todd Anderson. Now that's an interesting that he brought that in. But
so it can copy Relic, Divining Top, Trinket Style, Engineered Explosives. I mean, but what? I don't even know. Like, if you copy an Engineered Explosives, what does it come out as?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's a forecaster, so is it 2?
That's yeah.
Actually, I have no clue what the answer to this.
Is it what colors were spent to pay for the Metamorph? Like,
I think Todd's asking the same question.
Yeah, I think he is. He's like, so if I choose that, how does it come out with 2 colors? Is it 2 counters? And then, which would be real bad because he's the only one with the 2 in play. It's like, I've got an Engineered Explosives that will kill one of my permanents.
Well, I mean, what if he copies Noble Hierarch and the Hierarch can attack
through
the Trinket Mage?
Yeah, I mean, I think, but he's going through the decisions. It's an interesting question, though. Metamorph copying an Engineered Explosives. What does it copy? Does it copy what the Engineered Explosives has? Does it just come in with 0?
So
he goes with Divining
Top.
Yeah, so I think that was the play that I expected him to do, or I think that I would have done anyway, just because, I don't know, other guys got a Divining Top, I want one too. And being able to dig back into this game is something Todd's looking to do post-haste.
Oh, so Lands Delicious says that it will count the mana spent on it, so we'll have as many as 4, in this case 2. But he copied Divining Top anyway.
Yeah, but no, I still was curious about that. Thank you, Chris Lansdale.
So, goodbye, Scavenging Ooze.
Scavenging Ooze goes away. Exploded, and I think Reid engineered it that way.
All right.
Yep.
I love how Todd has a forecaster Divining Top in play.
So he just flipped the top, so now the Metamorph is actually on top of his library, and a Thalia
Guardian of Raven
coming down, resolving, and Relic removes the last card in Todd's graveyard.
That's like the hardest working Phyrexian Metamorph.
Yeah. I mean, looked at the top few cards, and then flipped on top.
I just love that play so much. Win or lose, I love it.
So, if you're Reid, do you just fate seal away the Metamorph? I mean, he's got an answer for Thalia. Did he just brainstorm?
He just did fate seal it away by casting.
Well, yeah, actually, that's true.
But Todd chooses
not. So now, okay, then I'll fate seal that away. And play a land. Man, Reid never misses a land drop. It's weird.
Wait. Mom.
Mother of Runes from Todd Anderson.
There's no way he can get that engineered explosives back, is there? He has way better ones than Todd does.
Yeah, he doesn't want to blow up for the Mother of Runes for sure. He doesn't play Academy Runes now.
No. His only weirdo land is Aboro. You know, and Aboro is so cool because you have even lands and you bounce it and then you can activate land tags.
Yeah.
So taps the top, flips up.
And it's a Terminus. That takes care of the 1-drops on Todd's side of the board.
Oh, and takes care of Trinket style.
Yeah, Trinket goes back in.
Probably rebrise top here.
Chase the Mind Sculptor is going to brainstorm.
The cool thing is he can put stuff wherever he wants. He's also got the Relic of Progenitus to be able to draw a card. Just instant speed, draw a card.
Yeah.
For 1. And that's what he's going to do. I bet you there's going to be angels appearing.
Mother of Runes from Todd Anderson, and he scoops him up, and it's a miracle. Reid Duke takes the match versus Todd Anderson. It's a miracle that a Maverick deck didn't win on camera. I think that's the first time all day that Maverick did not win the match.
No, but Josh Ravitz was defeated by Shaheen Sarani.
That's right. I was not watching that one. I was actually watching that one. I was not.
Are you going to go back to Virginia?